Good morning, Warriors. It is 11:37 on the 8th of October, 2024. Call this meeting to order. Everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Our chaplain is not in, so we're going to hold it here. So this remain standing for a prayer.
Uncover. Let me get my stuff. Heavenly Father, we ask for your blessing, bestow upon us and our friends and our loved ones. We thank you. We thank you for this opportunity to share this special occasion to honor our veterans. Let us also always honor the memory of those brave men and women who sacrificed so much so that we may experience freedom in this country, that we are free. Heavenly Father, keep their families in your kind care. Bless them and comfort them in their time of sorrow, and let us always remember life, liberty, justice, freedom, and democracy, that we may ever be so grateful to you and for those veterans who gave so much for their country. We ask your blessing upon the program that we're about to endure. And as we depart, grant us the continuing fellowship that makes us abiding peace. We ask of this in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. You may be seated. Marshal, can we have roll call?
Yes, sir. Ms. Figueroa,
Present.
I spoke with Ms. Pettit, she won't be able to make it, sir.
Okay.
American Legion Post 59,
Mr. Arellano called me that he's in another commitment and he doesn't know whether he'll be here or not.
Black Widows. They were logged in a few minutes ago, sir. I don't know if she's having problems, but she's not logged in as of now.
Okay.
Catholic War Veterans. Present. Disabled American Veterans. Present. Korean War Veterans. Present. LULAC 777.
Present.
Marine Corps League.
Present, sir.
South Texas, Afghanistan, and Iraqi veterans.
Present.
Texas Military Department of Soldiers and Family Readiness. I haven't seen them, Mr. King. VA Outpatient Clinic. Ms. Cavido is able to attend, sir.
Okay.
Veterans of Foreign War. Present. Webb County Service Office.
Present. Mr. Quijano's in a training in Dallas, the Texas Military Department.
Sir, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Marshal. Next item on the agenda is approval of minutes for the September 10th or 14th, September 10th, 2024. We have a second? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. On the citizens' comments, do we have anybody that signed up, Marshal?
Anyone?
We have citizen comment section. Anybody that would like to address this committee on any issue, please come to the podium.
For the record, Jesus Segovia. I didn't get to put this item on the agenda because it just happened yesterday. Harold De Valle, Constable Harold De Valle, is inviting all veterans on November 8th for coffee, as he does every year, tacos and coffee, breakfast, a complete breakfast, at Danish Restaurant on McPherson, the one up there in the North McPherson. And this will be taking place Friday, November 8th at 8:30 a.m. All veterans are invited for the Harold De Valle yearly breakfast. That's about it, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Harold.
I got it.
Anybody else?
Ruben Contreras, Disabled American Veterans, Golden Corral and DAV will be honoring veterans on November 11th at the Golden Corral from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. for a free dinner. All veterans are invited to show up and participate in this free dinner. Also, just to let you know that, excuse me, if there is a veteran that needs to be wheelchaired in there and can't find the support for somebody to take them there, whoever takes them there, we pay the ticket for whoever does the honor of taking him to Golden Corral. So they don't have to worry about paying for somebody extra. We will pay as long as they take him there on a wheelchair or a walker or something that, if he needs assistance and somebody needs to be there with him, we'll take care of it. That's November 11th, Golden Corral, 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Free dinner. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Contreras. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Good morning, Randy Genoa for the record, MVPN. I just want to remind everyone, I did send out an email to the organizations, military organizations that I had emails to. The list that I had, if I missed you, I'm sorry, I apologize. But tomorrow there's going to be a meeting planning the Veterans Day Parade. The Veterans Day Parade is going to be held on November 11th from, it's right here, from 10 to 11. I know that there's other events going on at the same time, so if you need to bring up any suggestions, that's the place to do it tomorrow. It's going to take place at 1505 Calle del Norte, Suite 430.
Does the AHEC
Yes,
offices?
offices at 6:30 to 7:30. If you could please send me an email, I sent everybody that I had, you sent me phone numbers, but I did call. There was some people that did not answer. If you could please send me a reply to the emails, just so I can get a head count for Dr. Basan. I'd appreciate that. Also, another event to mark your calendars, Friday, November 8th. We're gonna have the red, white, and blue mass. That's taking place in San Agustin Cathedral at noon. And then the
What is the
reception,
date?
excuse me, November 8th,
November 8th.
yeah, at noon at San Agustin. And then there's gonna be a reception after the mass at the American Legion Post 59. I have the invitation for tomorrow. I'll just pass it around. I don't know if I could put this. I don't know how you do it.
Face up, there you go.
Okay. Yeah. So if you want to take a screenshot, whoever's online. Turn it. That? Okay.
No, not gonna.
So, also, my email, again, is Randy, V as in Victor, at borderregion.org. That's Randy, V as in Victor, at borderregion.org. So if I don't have your information, please send me an email, just so I could add you to the contact list, and let me know of your veteran organization as well, please. That's it.
Thank you, sir.
I want to take it down.
Any comments from anybody else? Yes, please approach the podium, please.
Good morning. For the record, my name is Albert Hernandez with Laredo College. I have an image here that I do want to share with you. If we can put that up on the screen. Oh, there we go. And this is the invitation for Laredo College Veterans Day observance event. It will take place on Monday, November 11th, on actual Veterans Day. We are scheduled to hold the event at 10 a.m. and it will be at the Private David Berkeley Cantu Memorial Chapel. Right, so we'll hold the event there that morning. Following the actual event, we'll have a small little breakout session there, if you will, for some hors d'oeuvres and light drinks. So anybody that's available is welcome to attend. And I do just want to kind of give you a little sneak preview already. If we screw up a little bit more here, this year's guest speaker is none other than your very own Mr. David Garza here, and he'll be helping us out in sharing his comments, his thoughts on his service, Veterans Day, and basically working within the veteran community. So we're very grateful for having him, being honored, recognized through that event. And anybody who wants to hear the message and share some thoughts and share some time there with other veterans from the community. We are having some of our student veterans that will be also there. So it's a good opportunity for other organizations such as the Marine Corps League, VFW, the American Legion. If you're looking to connect with some younger veterans, we are inviting all of our student body population that's veterans to be there as well. It is a regular workday for Laredo College, so classes are in session, and that is their priority. But nonetheless, you may have the opportunity for other organizations to reach out to the younger veteran community that's here in Laredo. And that's all that I've got for today. I will leave some printed cards here, so anybody's free to go ahead and take some, and distribute them amongst your community.
Thank you, sir. Anybody else? Next item on the agenda, we have communications and announcements. First item is by American Legion Post 59 representative to discuss the Christmas Stockings Initiative, where stockings are posted or passed out to veterans in nursing homes, those who are homebound, and veterans in Zapata, Texas. This item was supposed to be by Mr. Agregano. He called me earlier today that he might not be able to make it here. He asked me to pass on the information. Basically, it is that the American Legion members are going to be passing stockings for all veterans that are homebound, nursing homes that are unable to be mobile. The stockings are going to be provided by, I believe it's VFW, or no, by the VA, and the items in the stockings are going to be provided by the VFW. That's my information given by Mr. Arellano. If anybody has any names, excuse me, or any information of any veteran that is incapable of attending any of the events and they want to be served with a Christmas stocking, please call Mr. Agregano, and I don't have his phone number. I don't know whether we have it, we have it, to advise him and give him the names and locations where the veterans might be able to receive these stockings. Any questions? Moving on to next item is, excuse me, by South Texas Afghanistan Iraqi Veterans representative requesting information about how or when elections can be held for the position of chairman. Mr. Lopez?
Yes, good morning. I think the wording on that, for the record, Gabriel Lopez, for the wording is not accurate. So what I'm requesting is, I think since we've been here, since this committee was created, I don't think we ever had elections, so maybe I missed, but are we supposed to have elections on all the city members?
When we first, this group got together, we had nominations and the groups, but we didn't have any elections after that. It was just
the same.
nominated, and that's all.
So are the bylaws call for elections, or?
What we looked into finding the bylaws, because this committee was put in place many years before I came in, and I was never able to find any. So a few months ago, Mr. Quijano brought up an idea that we should create some, and he was going to look into some, I guess, other committees to maybe copy their bylaws. So, but that
Well, I'm just curious. I mean, I'm sure some other folks who would like to participate, chaplain, chairman, I don't know, whatever the elections, whatever positions are available. And we should have, as a committee, as any other committee, should have some set of standard procedures, standard operating procedures, where every 2 or
Yes,
3
sir.
years, people get elected or re-elected for that matter.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Lopez. Just for the record, when this committee was first formed and had the first meeting, we did have nomination, had an election for our chairman and vice chairman. As the marshal was saying, this committee also asked Mr. Quijano to put together some bylaws so that we can be governed by bylaws. As you all know, we are an extension of the city council, so we need to have the city council approval on any bylaws that we approve. But we do have a mechanism in progress to be able to address the questions that you asked, Mr. Lopez.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Next item on the agenda is a, excuse me, by a Veterans of Foreign Wars representative to give an update on the progress made by the Boy Scouts of America fundraiser to discuss partnership with Casita Rosa Fireworks to create fireworks events for the veterans and community, and a reminder for the flag retirement ceremony in November 24th. Yes, sir.
Yes, Jesus Rivas, for the record, VFW. We didn't want to give an update for this fundraiser that we had this past weekend. It was a very successful fundraiser. We were able to raise over $7,000 in our partnership with the Boy Scouts of America. On top of monies donated in conjunction with what we were able to raise, we were able to purchase a 7x14 double axle heavy duty trailer for the Boy Scouts of America to use for their events. Troop 201 specifically is for them. I know they share among themselves as well, but it was they thank the community for coming out and everybody who bought tickets. It's a perfect example of the mission of the VFW, continuing to give to the community. There are a lot of veterans in the Boy Scouts that are Scout Masters that are part of our organization as well. And we look forward to hopefully partnering up with other organizations in the community for whatever purposes we might be able to join on and unite with and be able to work with them, work with you guys with, to help the community, help veterans. As far as, if there's no questions on that, I know that we had partnered up earlier in the year, and it was an extensive amount of months of planning, months of coordinating, and I know we gathering support, gathering volunteers, gathering a lot of work went into trying to make this fundraiser, and I'd like to thank my comrades as well, the efforts that they put in for that event. I also want to remind the community and this committee of the events that we have. We still have the flag ceremony that will be happening on November,
24th.
24th?
24th?
Yes, November 24th. Thank you very much. Can't read my own notes. November 24th, yes. The last day to collect flags is going to be October 26th. There are a couple locations to be able to turn in those flags. It's going to be at Gecko's Vintage Closet, at Texas State Optical on Bob Bullock Loop, at the Texas Army National Guard, at the Webb County Veterans Office, as well as if you know any members of the VFW, we'll gladly collect those flags as well, so we can go ahead and retire them with honors. I'll go ahead and share this.
Question.
Yes.
Okay. Doesn't the Boy Scouts already have a trailer?
So the Boy Scouts did already have a trailer. They had it was a short trailer. I think it was a 6 foot by 8 foot, somewhere, I don't know, it was a little box. But it was a much older trailer. And during one of their recent events, or just before they partnered with us, that trailer had actually broken down on them. It was pretty rugged, pretty beaten up. It was patched up as best as they could so that they could keep the mission going. we had, they brought photos to us and the condition it was in. It was very poor conditions as far as to be able to support this troop and their mission to help with these kids and what they're trying to do. So it was with that initiative that they partnered up with us.
With Boy Scouts needs a trailer.
We already purchased the trailer. So in conjunction with we were able to raise over $7,000 just from the fundraiser, on top of monies donated, monies that they brought on as well. We were able to purchase a 7x14 trailer upgrade.
Single axle?
Double axle, heavy duty trailer. Ron Hoover also was a big donor as far as they gave us the trailer to be able to purchase at cost. So that and other generous donors as well. So again, whatever we'd love to partner with you. Whatever efforts that we got for the community that you feel that you need you think we can help you in, just talk to us. We'd love to partner with you.
I'm a retired insurance person.
Okay.
Okay, now, the vehicle that's pulling that trailer, whenever that vehicle is pulling that trailer, has insurance coverage on that trailer.
That would be, I'm sure they do, considering it is the Boy Scouts of America, and I'm sure they have.
Regardless,
I don't know the.
if you are pulling that trailer, the insurance on that vehicle you're pulling it with has coverage on that trailer.
Okay. What's the question?
It's not a question, it's a comment.
Oh, okay. Yes.
So you do have coverage on the trailer when it's being pulled by an insured vehicle.
We purchased it for the Boy Scouts of America. We've essentially, however they operate, I'm sure they have insurance. I wouldn't be able to speak on their behalf.
Okay. That's the way that works.
Okay.
Okay, just a comment.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations on that girl fundraiser.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Yes, thank you. But essentially, it's not about us, right? It's about the giving to the community, right? We as veterans of foreign wars, we haven't stopped serving, and we want to continue to serve others. Right? So I mentioned the flag retirement ceremony, and we have one more event that I forget her name, right? She's in charge of Casita Rosa. I don't want to give the incorrect name. We're still in the works process and in developing this event. She came to us recently. I think it was during the 4th of July Ruck March, or one of the Ruck Marches that we had. She approached us and wants to partner with us so that we can gather the community, essentially she wants to make a fireworks display show on December 28th, I believe it is, right in the middle of the holiday. For veterans in the community and their families and anybody else who wants to come. More details to follow on that, but that's something that that's our next project that we're working on right now.
Question,
Yes.
location of the show.
Location of the show, I'm sorry I don't have all the details yet. I did want to announce that. Next month, we'll put it on the agenda and we'll give a full layout of the details of that event. If I can add to the agenda already, please, yes, that's something for us to continue to talk on. Any questions on that so far? No?
Thank you, sir.
Sorry?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
The last item that I have on for the Veterans of Foreign Wars is a service for myself. I continue to offer up my services for resiliency training, resiliency skills. I know Mr. Albert already approached me on Laredo College and doing that. I'm all in. But if anybody else in the community would need any help or need to try to pass on these skills to her, I'd love to be able to talk to them and be able to try to make them up. It's not. But essentially, a lot of our service members in the community, a lot of you all left the military before the military really got serious about mental health and addressing its service members' mental health. You don't have to look very far to recognize that there's an issue, a problem underneath the surface with our service members and veterans' mental health. So I think it's a wonderful program, and I've been able to reach a lot of veterans in the community, a lot of people that I've worked with in my civilian employment, a lot of people in the military. I've been able to connect with people and try to help them in some form or fashion. And I will continue to push those efforts. That just the few that I've been able to help continues to motivate me to want to reach out to more and reach out and be able to bring them out of their darkness of what they're in. It's when we're isolated that some of our darkest fears are realized. Or it's when we're alone that we allow these demons in our mind to corrupt our soul, and we end up in a dark place. So don't be afraid to reach out. It's typically our pride doesn't allow us to seek help. We're tough warriors, soldiers, members of a team, and we think it's weak to seek help, but it's not. Just talk to somebody. It doesn't have to be me, but that's all I need you guys with. Any questions?
Excuse me, any questions or comments? Thank you, sir, we appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Last item on the agenda is by Disabled American Veterans Representative to make an announcement about the Military Appreciation Night on November the 11th. I believe that's what Mr. Contreras was talking about during communication. Is that correct, Mr. Contreras?
Yes, that's correct.
So, we have any questions on this item? Since we don't have any more items, I'll conclude with what I do on every meeting, that I will allow anybody that would like to speak about any subject that will help improve the quality of life for our veterans. Mr. Lopez?
Yes, sir, thank you. I just want to, this is announcements for the record, Gabriel Lopez, that there's going to be on November 11th, there's going to be a job fair statewide, the Red, White, and U. It is mandated by the governor to all the workforces to get together and work with employers to find jobs for veterans. That will be November 14. It's going to be a 1406 Jackman Road from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. If you know any veteran who is in need of a job, please send them that way. Or if you know any veteran who just has a job but wants more out of it, we have resources. We have set aside monies from the federal government to provide for training, for certifications, for any other, to acquire other skills that he or she doesn't have to get a better job. We believe on the A, B, and C. You need first, when you come out of the military, you need a job. Doesn't matter what job it is, because you need to put food on the table. That A job is going to get you that better job, which is B, and C is your career job. According to the statistics, when a veteran comes out of the military, it takes him 5 years approximately to land on the job that he or she wants. So it's very important that we provide all of the resources for that, for those veterans that are transitioning out. And then the last thing that I will provide a flyer on our next meeting in November is Operation Warm Feet, Happy Feet. This is going to be our 15th year that we do this, in which we choose 2 schools, one from each district, and we ask the counselors to give us the name and the shoe size of children right before they go into the Christmas holiday, and we provide them with a brand new pair of shoes. Very sentimental, very, very, I choked up on that when I talk about it, but it's a great feeling when you see the kids getting a brand new pair of shoes. That is awesome.
Thank you, Mr. Lopez. I have, Marshall, go ahead.
I have one more thing. I found out this morning, the sign, Mr. Sanchez, that you were working on for the walking trail, the sign is complete. They're gonna install it tomorrow, just so you guys can know. The sign at the walking trail, the Korean War Veterans Walking Trail.
Okay.
It's completed, and they're gonna install it tomorrow. Okay,
I have one more now.
that's it.
Go ahead.
Again, Jesus Sylvia for the record. I'm sure Mrs. Crystal Cabito would have announced this today. On November 7th, which is a Thursday, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., we will have a Veterans Day ceremony at the Vietnam Veterans Plaza. Instead of, last year they held it at the clinic. This year it will be held at the Vietnam Veterans Plaza from 11 to 2 p.m. Of course, all veterans are invited. Last year they had about 300 attendees at the clinic, and hopefully we'll have more at the Vietnam Veterans Plaza this year. Again, November 7th, Thursday, from 11 to 2 p.m.
So I'm assuming, Mr. Segovia, that parking will be available for the library parking
Yes,
lot, is
the
that?
parking library, parking lot will be available for that.
Thank you, Mr. Segovia.
Thank you.
Well, Mr. Lopez was mentioning the governor, it came to my mind that through the Texas VA, who provide a lot of services for our warriors, including the financing of homes and buying property and things like that. And my recollection is anytime that I've gone to any of these fairs that have this type of services, is that the interest rate is normally somewhere around 7%. Recently, I was speaking to a veteran, and he told me that he had financed his home through a Texas VA program at 2.5%. If anybody in this room or knows anybody that can come and address this committee about how to go about securing financing for your homes or any other property that you're interested in, how about getting this lower interest rate? Excuse me, because I've never heard of an interest rate like that. So if anybody can get somebody to come out here and address the committee so we can put it out for our warriors, it would be great.
I would, Gabriel Lopez for the record, I'll take charge on that, but I believe what he was talking about was the Texas Veterans Land Board, but I'll do the
land board,
research.
yeah.
I will do the research and I'll present a report to you, Chairman, next.
And that's what I meant, the land board.
Got it.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Ernesto Sanchez. I want to thank Mr. Jimenez and Ms. Figueroa for helping us with the path to walk to Korean War veterans. I've been kind of slow lately, but thank you, and may God bless both of you and everybody else here. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
Hello, good morning again. For the record, Albert Hernandez from Laredo College Veteran Services. And I just want to provide a quick little announcement. One of the things that we started doing actually this month on October 24th, and the actual date, is the first event that we're going to be hosting at Laredo College. And right now it's an invitation to our students that are enrolled and also that the dependents of veterans that are currently enrolled receiving services through our office. But just to expand on, not just being an office of helping them with their education, one of the things that we're trying to do now is connect them to the different community services that are available for them, particularly in the area that supports veterans and veteran dependents. So what I want to share with you is an announcement that went out to our students that are currently enrolled, veteran and dependents, and we've reached out to the VA clinic for the whole health program, and they've accepted the invitation, and they're coming out to our campus on October 24th, having two sessions, one at 10 a.m. and one at 1:30 p.m. And basically, it's a demonstration of the whole health program, right? And one of the things that they're trying to do in the program itself is assisting individuals in taking care of their bodies, mental health, as they continue receiving services through the VA clinic or other health providers. It's allowing them to have some relaxation, reflecting back on things that they can improve on. For example, like doing some chair yoga, and different things that they're able to showcase to the students so that they can go ahead and take care of themselves. We're working with Mr. Rivas, as he mentioned earlier, for next month in trying to get that same program that he's talking about in resiliency to our students. And as you all can imagine, even college itself is not that easy. A lot of veterans are dealing with transitioning back into civilian life, finding their adjustments or groove back with family. Some are in between jobs. As Mr. Lopez mentioned, we do refer a lot to their office as well to assist them with the employment needs. But a lot of students are also juggling not only their academics, they're also dealing with their own disabilities, transitioning, and so on and so forth. So it is important for us to provide as much information that's available in the community. So I do want to thank the Laredo Outpatient Clinic. I know Ms. Crystal is not here today, but through the efforts of the Whole Health Program, they will be available to extend that invitation to our students. The good thing about this program is that veterans and dependents are able to assist those sessions. So the idea is to get them linked up to continue services at the clinic, and then we'll continue working with Mr. Rivas for the resiliency program. And we are looking at doing this every long semester during the fall and the spring, offering different programs that might be available through the community to our veteran and our dependent population. And I'll report back next month to see how that went. It is our first event that we're having, so I'm excited about that. And again, we'll share as much information out there. So if you or any of your contacts within the community have or know of an LC student that is a veteran or a dependent that's attending Laredo College, and maybe they haven't reached out to our office or they're unaware of the benefits, send them over our way. We'll go ahead and we'll assist them, we'll help them out, and we'll also expose them to the different events that are out there. And on a last note, I'm also taking some of our students, and some of you might be out there, for the Reads Across America banquet that's taking place on Friday. So our office, Laredo Veteran Services, Laredo College, we're able to purchase a table, support other entities, but it's also, again, exposing our students to the veteran community. So if you see me out there, you'll see me there with several of my students, both dependents and veterans themselves. Other than that, thank you for your time, and y'all have a great afternoon.
Thank you, sir, appreciate it. Anybody else that would like to make any comments? Yes, sir.
Jesus Rivas, veteran, concerned citizen. I got a question, right?
Sure.
The care of the Laredo City Cemetery, and as far as the concern is the condition in which the cemetery is. I don't know how often you guys go by there, but the rest of the cemetery. My question is, do families maintain the plots at the cemetery, the Laredo City Cemetery?
On the veteran site or on the whole city? All?
Or just the Laredo City side? I know the Catholic
Yeah.
cemetery is good, but mainly the Laredo City Cemetery.
The City of Laredo Cemetery veteran section was a total mess for many, many years. Recently, with the intervention of warriors, veterans like Mr. Segovia, Mr. First Sergeant Cantu, and many other veterans, they were able to transform and upgrade the veteran section to where it is now, and continue to do that by having a lot of meetings with the help of the road. No, it's not the road and bridge, it's the Mr. John Orfila, who have been taking care of that section. And believe me, does it need work? Yes, but it's really, really in good shape right now, the way it was just a short few years ago. Mr. Segovia, maybe you'd like to expound on it a little bit, on that, but I'm assuming that's where you were going on.
Well,
the question.
specifically, the question was, do the families maintain
No,
their
it's maintained by the City
individual
of
plots?
Laredo.
Well, on the veteran side, the city maintains it. They have within their department, I guess, but they do maintain it, the veteran side. They try to follow the federal guidelines, dress by dress.
Yeah, because I know it's not a national.
Right, it is not. No, it is a private cemetery.
It's a historical landmark, I think is what it is.
From the Arlington National Cemetery point of view, which is the department that takes care of all the federal military cemeteries, it is considered a private cemetery. But even though it's a private cemetery, the city of Laredo, with their funding, tries to run it as close as they can to the federal guidelines that are there. And they're meeting the criteria to it to the best that I can see. And he's correct, Mr. Vella's correct in saying that it was not always like that, but it is now, it is.
Get better.
So that's on the veteran side. On the city side, I believe it's done by the families, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But the veteran side is done by the city of Laredo, it is maintained.
Okay.
Mr. Lopez?
Yes, Gabriel Lopez for the record. Just to, I guess, summarize the the veteran cemetery. Mr. Ophelia, who I believe is no longer the director for the cemetery as of today, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but that we have been witness, I think all of us, to the transformation of that cemetery in the last 4 or 5 years.
Ever since Mr. Orfila took over.
Yeah, and it has been, if I wanted to put it from 0 to a 10, it used to be a 3, and now it's probably a 10. We added the shades when we do the ceremonies. We extended the veterans. Remember, a few years ago we were running out of space to bury our veterans, and so they added that section. They created the roads that go in. So I think that the city has done a magnificent job in renovating or rehabilitating that cemetery. Of course, Mr. Rivas, the more can be done, yes, but that's a budget question, I guess.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. One of the problems that we had, besides the lack of upkeep, was space on where to bury our warriors.
Right.
Through the help of Mr. Orfila, Güero Segovia, I'm sure Mr. Lopez was involved, many veterans, Mr. Cantu, but Mr. Agregano, also a former city councilman, were able to locate, and whether you can help me out here, quite a few more lands where we can have space for a lot more veterans. That we were not aware that it was there. So now, the space that is available there is quite a bit, I mean, for many years.
According to the space now that goes all the way to the end and to the right, okay?
It's about 29 acres.
We've got about, supposedly, about another 30 years of space for veterans, according to Mr. Orfila.
That's the information that we got at the last meeting that we had about that issue. Now, my comment here is, now that we have found all this space and the work has been done, maybe we should start an effort to try and see if we can get the city cemetery veteran section on the umbrella of the National Cemetery Program. Because we have tried, several veterans have tried to create an official veteran cemetery here in this area, and we have not been able to do that.
Well, I'm sure the city of Laredo Cemetery has funding sources, but for the 29 acres that it has only 4 employees to maintain all 29 acres.
Yeah.
So I mean, if we could look into at least asking the question, right? The funding question, can we hire more employees to be able to maintain it properly? I know there's a family that volunteers their personal time in maintaining Section 3 specifically where their son's buried. A lot of the Section 3, the condition that it's in, it's because of the family. They seeded it, they plot it, they mow it, they water it. The water sprinklers don't work. The hoses, this family provides hoses for it. The hoses get stolen. This family's doing a lot for that. So, but the main issue is that 29 acres and only 4 employees.
So, I think the original question, Mr. Rivas, was who maintains, right?
Correct.
So on the veteran side, the city maintains it, and I think by far, from what I'm hearing and what I've seen, they exceed their standard. They're at least at the federal level. On the other side, I can honestly tell you, I believe, so I don't know, but I believe that it's maintained by the families, however big that other section is, to answer your question.
Right.
Your original question.
Right.
I believe the Catholic cemetery is controlled by Bishop Tamayo.
Oh, yeah,
And then the city cemetery, okay, one of the biggest problems is that even though they maintain it, like he mentioned, Gabriel mentioned, that from a 0 to 10, it's now a 10, okay? All the headstones were lined up,
Yeah,
you
just
know,
right there, yeah.
perfectly. And, all thanks to Mr. Orfila.
Yeah, definitely.
And then, the biggest problem is sometimes, I've had some calls from families that, where they buried their loved one, the ground has, you know, settled in. And I said, and that happens after it rains, you know? But they take care of it as soon as they can. I've had calls like that, and I said, look, I'll call the people at the cemetery, and I'll call Mr. Orfila, and he'll make sure that they go and as
fill it
soon
in.
as they can, you know, fill it up with dirt again. And one of the other problems is that when it rains, okay, I mean, the grass grows throughout, you know, evenly. So with, the minimum amount of workers that they have, I think they do a tremendous job in trying to keep up with the mowing and everything of the cemetery. As far as I'm concerned, like Roque mentioned, it's a much better looking cemetery than we've ever had.
And that's not even talking about the addition of the columbaries.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
back
there
in,
was nothing like that in the
back
last,
in 20
Mr. Lopez said, I think, 4 or 5 years, when this
2018.
group of veterans, warriors got together with Mr. Orfila to upgrade it. I mean, it really was in bad
If we
shape.
can ask Mr. Fila about the funding issue and the management issue as far as employees to, you know, to be able to.
Well, if Mr. Lopez is correct and Mr. Orfila is no longer a director, then we need to find out who it is.
He is the director.
No, I think.
Yeah, we're not.
He is the director of public works, which cemetery falls under him now.
No, the one that was director ahí, or cemetery director was David Paredes. He is no longer.
Yeah, but the cemetery,
Falls under.
it falls under the public works, which is, Mr. Orfila is the director.
Well,
That's all I got. Just raising concern.
3 more column burials, a 4th.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Have been added, to accommodate all the, veterans that wish to be cremated. The original 3, column burials that I was involved in, those are almost full right now. And, just a few spaces left on that. From there on, they're gonna move on all the cremation to the other 3 that are in front of Heroes Hall. So, we've got enough columbariums already to go another, quite a few years.
This issue is very sensitive to mostly the Vietnam and whatever few World War veterans that we have because of our age, obviously. But it was in very, very bad shape, and in the last 4 or 5 years, it's really done some yeoman work in that area. There's some more to be done, but I mean, the columbary addition is something that really has helped the veteran section of the cemetery. Thank you, Mr. Rivas, Mr. Segovia, Mr. Lopez, Mr. Garza, everybody that's been involved with this. There's been many, many, many warriors, veterans that have been working on this particular issue. And this is why we have this particular part in our meeting, so that we can have meaningful conversation about the welfare of our warriors. Thank you so much for everybody. Anybody else has any questions?
Motion to adjourn?
Well, it is 12:25 on the 8th of October, 2024, and I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Have a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
This meeting is adjourned. Thank you so much.